I am a buyer right now, so
Oh yeah.
it's definitely things that I think about as well. It's funny because in one of your latest episodes, you were like, "Oh, July of 2022." I think that's, and I'm like, "I'm buying in July of 2022." But I mean, for me, luckily, the home that I'm purchasing now, it was on the market, and when they first put it on the market, I was like, "That's a little high." Okay, and then literally a week later, it dropped $10,000, and
Oh.
I was like, let's go see what this is about. And I
So did
mean,
they have other offers on it?
they had one other offer and it was
Okay.
under
Oh,
asking,
good.
which I thought was crazy too. I was like, oh, is this where we're
Because
going?
you're used to
Hold
that.
on. Under asking, that's unheard of. Okay.
You get to negotiate.
Right.
What?
Exactly. And I was able to negotiate a concession too. So I'm like,
Hey.
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, see, that's all coming back. That's why I tried to unretire myself. Maybe we'll talk about that. But you're starting to see concessions come back, FHA loans come back.
Yep.
Although somehow, Candace, I know you were closing FHAs, and I'm like, how did she do that?
I don't know how it was either.
Yeah, it
Unheard
was
of.
working
Because
though.
anytime mine said FHA, they were like,
Nope.
get out of here.
I would go back to my buyers like, can you talk to your lender about like a 3% conventional just so we can have conventional? Like,
Right.
let's see what the option is there. But no, doesn't
They were like,
wasn't getting accepted.
So I don't want to be an extremist, though. So to my point of saying that July is probably one of the worst times to buy a house, July 2022. It depends what your alternatives are. You know what I mean? If you're renting, which we're going to talk about, the price of rent is astronomical too. So like, I always say the value of your house doesn't matter unless you're trying to sell it. And that applies to any asset. Like if you buy stocks or whatever, I mean, if you're planning to hold it for 5 years, it doesn't matter what it is until the day that you decide to sell it. Obviously, it doesn't feel good if you buy it and then you could have bought it cheaper, but life doesn't work like that. Like if you have to buy, usually your lease is ending, so you have to buy within a certain frame. So it's not the end of the world. And for all you buyers out there, it's not the end of the world. So what do you guys think about the price reductions? How are you approaching this with clients? What are you seeing that's different?
honestly, for me, it's a little tricky because in some cases, I know that a property isn't getting much action if it's been on. At this point, if the house has been on the market for like a week or two, it's like, okay, well, something's wrong. It's the price is off, the condition, it's something because homes were like flying off the shelves as we've all been seeing. So I have been, I guess the way I'll put it is I feel like I have to be more strategic and kind of like I kind of brief my clients like ahead of time, like, look, we're not going to go about every house the same way. We might go and look at a house and say we pull up to an open house and there's a line up the street. Okay, we're not asking for concessions. We're not offering below or at the asking price. This is clearly a competitive property, so we have to act like, the way the market has been.
Right.
If we pull up to an open house and we the only people there.
Yes.
I went to one. I hung out with the agent for a little bit. We sitting having a conversation, and not a single soul stepped in. And she told me she had just did another open house the weekend before. I checked my phone real quick. I'm like, how long has this house been on the market? 3 weeks. So when my clients are like, Candace, we really like that house. We're going to put in an offer. I'm like, okay. So I give them what I think is going to be the winning offer. And at that point, I now know I have some context behind this property. And I know in the back of my mind, we ain't got no competition. So they were FHA, seller concessions, like the whole nine. They got everything, getting one of those grants, all of that. But that was because it was appropriate for that property. Now, you go up the street and,
Right.
I already said all that. But, I feel like the way I'm going about it now is like it depends on the property.
Same. I will agree. Honestly, I mentally prepare my clients for either way because it can go either way still. Because it's still like we're all still tiptoeing. I feel like nobody's in the know, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like none of us are 100% sure about what's happening right now. So we play it by ear. And again, I mentally prepare them for any aspect. Like again, we've been to open houses where it's like we 40 deep in here, so we from the rip. We already like you prepping them like this is what we doing. We gotta let's huddle. We coming up with our game plan, right? So again, and then you may have something where it's like, oh, we in a clear. I feel like this is a good one. You feel it. It's almost like, so it's one of those things. I think we're all just doing our best right now. We're trying to, trying to figure it all out because it is still so fresh, it's new. So we don't really know. Like, it's the unknown, but we do the best we could.
Yeah,
Yes.
you got to stay up on top of this stuff, you know,
Yeah.
because you don't want to approach it like it's hot when it's not. You know?
Correct.
So that's what I get worried about for people's agents. I hope their agents are staying on top of it because, you know, if you're a buyer and they're acting like it's hot and it's not, now you're giving away things that you didn't. Because waiving inspections to me for a first-time buyer is just, I know that sometimes you got to do it, but I don't feel comfortable. But I want to ask, how do you mentally prepare them? Like, literally, what are you guys saying? Because do they listen?
No. No, they don't. They don't. I mean, I'm very realistic. I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here so that, because my name is all I have, I want to leave and say she was a good agent. And I don't go into no house trying to get them to purchase anything. If anything, I'm the one that's like, look at that. I don't know if you want to do that. Look at that. You know,
you ain't coming back to me
you
later.
Ain't coming back
about,
to me. And I don't never want to be that person, like the pushy one, like she made us purchase for a commission. No.
I feel like people are confused when I take them out because I literally nitpick the house no matter what. Like, I'm like, this could be a problem.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, like maybe I do it too much. I don't know. But see, this is the experience thing comes in because I've had crazy problems come up that I didn't think would be a problem. So now my mental preparation or what I'm telling my client is getting longer and longer of problems. And I think I might scare them a little bit. I will feel really bad if an unexpected thing happens to them.
Exactly.
And these people most of my people are not in a position where they can have a significant financial impact after purchasing a home or during purchasing the home. So like I need them to really understand what they're getting into, but it's not a good sales tactic. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I'm like, this is definitely a problem. You know, this is going to be in the home inspection.
Yep.
And it's hard to give context, right? I feel like I double talk a lot because I'll say, this is fixable. It's probably costs about this much. We can see if we can negotiate that into there. But if they don't, are you willing to deal with it? Because you're going to spend $400 on a home inspection, maybe $500. And if you decide because of this issue to back out, I just want you to know beforehand. Because $500 when you only have enough for the down payment, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know? So
So you said it. I mean, that's how my mental
do that?
preparation. Yes.
I feel like I scare.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like you're scaring them?
I don't. I kind of feel like, again, you get that sense of she's like a Debbie Downer, but it's not that. It's you want to leave and you want them to say, like, you know, she had my best interest, because we do.
Right,
I mean, we're not pushing you to. I'm not. Oh, look at the chandelier. No, look
Yeah, I
at
don't
the
care
crack.
what
Look
house
at
you
that
like,
can possibly be. You know what I mean? Structural damage. I'm looking at that. I don't care about anything else, because at the end of the day, I want them to feel like, you know, she really cared, opposed to she just wanted, you know, us to just.
This is not selling Sunset.
No.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, don't get me started.